What's going on? We're finna break down the AFC South, one of the most competitive and fun and most wonky divisions. I feel like every year you don't really know who the fuck's gonna win it. We're gonna break it down, give out the over-unders, give out our picks for the division winners. I'm Paul, pick and win them Concha, and I'm joined with.
You already know, man. It's your boy Cap, Wild Voice of Boy, aka the Don PYE, aka the realest on your screen. And what's crazy is that I'm eating the ice cream sandwich with a fork because I'm living like that.
I saw it looked like a cottage cheese curd for a second for anyone who's not watching. But AFC South, we were kind of talking before we started. This shit's wonky. Like Texans had I think they were a bottom three team last year in odds in general, and then by far the worst odds in the division to win it. And they go 10-7, be the best team, make it go to the playoffs, and shocked everybody.
Don't forget they had to beat the Colts to win the division.
Yeah, it came down all the way to the end too, and then like Trevor Lawrence, the golden boy over there, like they kind of went mid to the year when everyone thought it was gonna be by far their year to win it.
They was shit in the bed.
Anthony Richardson gets hurt for the Colts for after a few plays, and then Gardner Minshew somehow leads them boys to like 9-8, and right up to the last game in it for the division winner.
A few plays was crazy. We just started like 4 games.
And then the solely Titans ended up saying, fuck, bro, we got to fire Vrabel, our dog. We got Ryan Tannehill, get out of here. We don't want you no more.
Get out of town, Ryan.
Derrick Henry, get the fuck out of here.
And then they let the whole defense go?
Babe, no wide receiver, but they told AJ Brown to get the fuck out of here a couple years prior to that. So like what was once a good offense went to nothing now. But I mean, I just want to know what the fuck they told Calvin Ridley. Like, did they offer him a stake of the team to come?
Well, Jaguars should have bet on that one too.
Yeah. So, I didn't even think of that. That he just jumped. A lot of people I feel like have been staying within division.
They want that smoke.
They want the smoke. But of course, if you're new to this, we go from the bottom to the top. We're gonna break it down. Who do we got at the 4 spot? This one, I mean, I don't want to say it's an easy one, but I feel like it's kind of staring you in the face. You can get cute with it if you want and kind of be like Jags, or you never know what you could get with them, the Colts. So I just feel like the Titans are the team that is still a ways away. They invested in the O-line with J.C. Latham and the rookie, 7th pick overall. We just spoke on. They got Calvin Ridley to go alongside with D-Hop. Will Levis, maybe he could be a guy. Maybe this is a bad take at the end of the year because Will Levis takes that second year jump. They did go and get Cushenberry for the center, but I just don't see new head coach, offensive head coach, who maybe they call Click. I just don't see it. You're going to have to show me. I can't believe in it. You're going to have to show me. I'm okay with being wrong at the end of the year if they show me something this year. But yeah, I got the Titans. They went 6-11 last year. I wouldn't be shocked if they go right around that again this year.
I mean, they hired the Bengals offensive coordinator. People are trying to give him credit for the fucking genius players that Joe Burrow and that high-powered offense have been going was. So we'll see if he was really that influential.
He did have Jake Browning looking decent for a couple games.
Yeah, I'm about to say we'll see because that was a well-coached team. So I can see them being a better team. I can see Will Levis developing throughout the season. But do I see this team doing anything better than 4th in the division? Hell no. This division is the wildest, most craziest division around. And I think the one thing we can be solid on is that this team did work their asses off to gain a lot. But if they're taking I'm not expecting them to win more than 7 games for them.
Yeah, I think Cap would be 7 for me. That's what I'm saying. I would if they do go on and turn around like CJ Stroud did with the Texans. Good on you. I wouldn't be shocked because that's what the AFC South does.
I saw the game where Will Levis started. It was against us. He did great. But then I saw him not play like that at all for the rest of the season. So maybe that first game Will Levis comes out of, but until I see it, I don't know.
And that's true. He did have that. I remember now. It was like a 3 touchdown game, and like all 3 were like deep passes, and then shit the bed for the rest of the year. I remember like odds makers like shifted all the odds of the Titans game after that one performance.
Mm-hmm. Torch for secondary alive.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what Brian Callahan can cook up for the new and Will Levis led Titans. Going on in third place, Kev, do you feel confident on the number 3 spot?
No, not even a little bit.
No, I don't either. All 3 of these teams are all within a game of each other last year.
So
yeah, but if you have to go with one, who do you pick?
I really wanted to put the Colts right here so bad. So bad. Like everything said put the Colts right here. The niggas ain't shit. But I feel like there's a fraud alert coming. And it's not gonna be Trevor Lawrence. I think it's gonna be Doug Peterson. I don't really see Jaguars coaches really showing consistency. Usually this is the time where they kind of start showing getting frustrated and doing all random crazy shit. And I think that's what happens. I think they have a slow start to this game. And now immediately it goes from Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars being title contenders this time last year to is Doug Peterson's job on the line? Is he on the hot seat? I could really see that as a thing happening this year. So that's why I'm going to take the Jaguars for. Because I trust their defense. I think the offense, they lost Calvin Ridley, but they gained some individuals and they had a good pick. So we'll see what they do. But I'm taking them at third.
Yeah, this is all these teams are within a coin flip of each other for me. It's all going to come down to that one game that one of these teams loses random in like a week 4 to a bad team that they should have beaten, and then come down to the end of the year and it's like, damn, we were 1 game away from the division winner. I got the Colts here. This was a tough one. I feel like I'm always high in the Colts, and I had to stop myself because I almost wanted to put them a little couple higher. And I'm like, I always do this. I always top myself up on the Colts, and it doesn't work out. They didn't make many changes. They definitely solidified their team. They re-signed Michael Pittman for a longer contract. Kenny Moore, who was an absolute dog in the secondary with his interceptions, they got him the money. Zaire Franklin extended him. But outside of that, you're leaning on rookies. You're leaning on the Alabama 7th overall pick tackle J.C. Latham to be a fucking oh my bad, not him. Your 2nd round pick, fucking Adonai Mitchell to be a fucking absolute dog, and I don't think that's gonna be the case. Not everyone works out. You're hoping on these two young guys to come in and just be good. Anthony Richardson, I like him fantasy wise, but that's about it. I don't know if he can literally lead a team to like victory. I think he's gonna rack up a lot of fantasy points, but and if he gets hurt again, which could happen with his play style, now they're leading on our boy Joe Flacco. And if that's the case, maybe I have a different take then.
I'm not mad at you for that. I got the Colts at number 2.
Okay.
But I'm not mad at you for that because I think all these teams are so close and they're all anything can happen in this wacky division. I just think they're really well coached. I think this last season showed that they could get it done if they just stayed locked in. And that's powerful. So I also understand that they didn't make any crazy improvements. But I think I can trust the Colts to go number 2 in this division. That's super, super close. And if you think about it, they were really like a first down away from the playoffs last year.
Yeah, and
they still said the playoffs last year.
And there was that one game, I can't remember who they played. It was the Browns, I think. and the Browns got like 8 plays within the 1 yard line because of so many like bullshit ass calls.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Colts, I had to do it to you. You got him at number 2.
Hell yeah.
So this is where I might shake it up some. I got the Texans at number 2.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
I'm not saying what they did last year was a fluke, but CJ
Yeah.
only throws what 2 interceptions all year. That's kind of hard to like repeat. I'm not saying that he ain't a dog, but I'm just saying like no, like to have that type of performance. Even Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady don't like repeat seasons like that. They did go out and get Joe Mixon, but I think Joe Mixon's kind of low key like cooks. I don't think the
Yeah.
needs are gonna keep up on a full season. I do like their other picks ups and Stephon Diggs and Danielle Hunter, the edge rusher. But I just think the turnover ratio was a little, he's gonna come back down to earth this season. I think they're still gonna have a good season. Raheem Morris, not Raheem Morris, but fuck, who's their head coach they got last year? I
They
can't.
get that Ryan.
Yeah, the Real Ryan. I think he's gonna have that shit. Them boys are ready. I think the Texans built their culture. I think they're gonna look good, but I think this is a show out season for another team finally, and that's why I think the Texans are at 2.
That's wild. I wasn't ready for it. I really, really, really wasn't ready for it. Wow. Okay, Paul. Okay, okay, okay. If the Texans are number 2, who the fuck do you got at number 1?
The Golden Boy. I may be blinded by the golden locks,
Mr.
but
Shit, Mr. I condition twice a night.
hey, that's Mister Pop that bag. I think yes, they lost Calvin Ridley, but people are underestimating that they added Gabe Davis. All right, great deep threat. He adds a different layer. He doesn't do what Calvin Ridley does, but he adds that deep shot ability that wasn't really there last year. Then they go out and they get Mitch Morse, the center. Definitely a better offensive line. Maybe we don't see Trevor Lawrence with 2 banged up legs and a banged up shoulder and an elbow at the end of the year, and they go out and lose all those games, and the offense looks abysmal. They still got Zay Jones and Christian Kirk. I feel like is one of the most underrated wide receivers in NFL. No one ever talks about Christian Kirk, but game in and game out is putting in work. And then pair that with they drafted Brian Thomas, wide receiver at LSU in the 2nd round. And everything I've heard from training camps from the Jags is that he is absolutely lighting it up. That he's
a gamer.
That boy is a dog. If wide receiver at LSU knows how to make great wide receivers, and
they do.
So I'm just saying this could be the year where the Jaguars just don't shoot themselves in the foot, and I feel like that's what they've done the last couple of years. Is like they shoot themselves in the foot, and I think this is the year that they point the gun towards the other team.
Oh no, man! I'm not high on Doug Peterson. I think this year is going to be a big coaching year for me. Figuring out once I'm doing a little bit more research on the chess battles that are going to be played in a lot of these games. I'm going to be focused on the styles and schemes that are going to be drawn up. But boy, I just don't like it. I don't know. I'm not trusting Doug Peterson like I have in past years.
Doug P got one more season with me.
One more.
One more.
All right. Ever since that, if you think about it, they don't have that 17-point comeback against the Chargers.
It's a different game. It's a different talking point. It's a different history lesson.
Yeah, like oh no, kid. Like I feel like they were down 27 at one point in that game.
Showed that dog in them. They had
they don't have that comeback. I don't know if Doug Peterson's still somebody we have a lot of faith in right now.
Well, let me hear why you got the Texans at number 1. The same team that lost to the Panthers earlier that season. I will point out that they're not unbeatable.
The Falcons lost to the Panthers that season, and it just happens.
That's the Riddler's fault.
Yeah, they had 2 losses for a reason. That was one of those games they just got up for. They said, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna prove I'm the number 1 pick in the fucking draft." Nah, the Texans have showed The Panthers, I think the Texans aren't going to be this phenomenal, high flying, crazy team. Like CJ Stroud is number 2 in MVP odds or something like that. Like, this shit is insane. I don't think they're going to do that, but I think they got a squad for sure. You got Tank Dell, Nico Collins. Oh, yeah. Stephon Diggs. I think once they mold and gel right, I think there's going to be a lot of complaining and arguing and back and forth. I just don't think these niggas are bitches and are gonna take that the wrong way. They're gonna be like, yo, bro, we gotta fucking figure this shit out. Like, yo, bro, pass me the fucking ball. And then motherfucking CJ Stroud gonna be like, I got you. Because that motherfucker is a gamer. As long as he stays healthy and is the nucleus for this offense, these motherfuckers look good. And God forbid he would get hurt, I still think this offense would look decent. Who's the running back is Joe Mixon, right?
Yeah, Singletary's
Yeah.
gone.
I don't think he's a baller, but I do think he can run his offense a little bit. You feel me? Make sure they spread this bitch out, and he's nice, and he has hands too, so he can catch. So like, I really am high on this, but I'm also high on this defense. Like this, D'Amico Ryan's led defense is going to be a problem.
They kind of they is like that.
Like, you feel me? Like, I just don't think they're going to be this. They're talking about them like we were talking about the Bengals the year after they went to the Super Bowl. Like, that's how they're speaking on this team. Like, oh, these are the new fucking sheriffs in town. Like, nah, they're going to get their bones and prove themselves. I think when they run into a Kansas City, when they run into a Cincinnati, when they run into a Baltimore, they're going to sit there and be like, yo, we're here to bust y'all ass. Like, we're not scared of y'all type shit.
They got the weapons now.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be exciting. That was the one to me is gonna be a toss up. Maybe I like controversy. I gotta see a new king in this division every year, but that one I wouldn't be shocked if they both have the same record and the Texans are in the first place or that's a game off.
Just hit them with that we gonna bust y'all ass. As long as they pull up and say, yo, we gonna bust y'all ass, they gonna bust y'all ass.
All right, that was our 4 rankings. Now going to the over-unders. Texans, Kev, they have the highest over-under in the division. Over-under 8.5.
Oh, over.
Over. I got Texans going over 8.5 also. Next down the board, you got the Jaguars over/under 7.5.
Damn.
I definitely got them over. I got them winning the division. Well, you got the Jags in third place, so I guess your Colts first. You got Colts second place, over/under 7.5 on Colts.
I'll take an over.
All right, I got under 7.5 for the Colts, but I got them third in the division. Now it goes to your Jaggies. Jaggies over/under 7.5. They said the same as the Colts.
I would take over too.
And then Titans 5.5.
God damn!
It went 6-11 last year.
I was expecting them to go 6. I'll take the under. I'll take the 5 on the dot. Like, I'll take the under.
Under 5 on the dot. You're a dangerous man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got under on the Titans too. I under on Titans, under on Colts, and then over on the Texans and the Jaggies.
Gotta get the Jaguars. I'm gonna fuck with the Texans heavy this year. I'm gonna probably get a Stephon Diggs shirt.
See, we'll see how long that kumbaya shit. This is similar to like remember when the Panthers went like crazy, 15-1, lost in the Super Bowl, and then the next year Kelvin Benjamin came back from injury, and everyone's like, "Oh, this team's about to fucking wreck." And then like just by adding that one star wide receiver, just completely killed a whole mesh and chemistry, and everyone's happy and eating, and no one cares. And I think that's also another thing on why I think the Texans could have a little bit more hiccups. It's like sometimes you put too many good chefs in the kitchen, no one wants to follow the damn recipe.
This nigga forgot that motherfucker Cam Newton was on a fucking tear that fucking 15-1 season. He didn't need nobody. You could have put the fucking Bills receiving core with Cam Newton that year. He still would have won the MVP.
That's what he had basically. He had like an old Steve Smith was leading that squad, and then But then Kelvin Benjamin was injured, so then when he came back the next year, it was all like, oh, what they're gonna be even better now. They got a real receiver back.
But that's what I'm saying. But Cam just wasn't on that tear that next year. I don't even know if he played a full season that next year.
It's been a long time. I can't recall that, but that's just the vibes I was getting. They added Diggs. I was like, yeah, that's a great receiver, but sometimes you put too many chefs in the kitchen.
I think there's gonna be some frustration for sure. I just think they'll get over it.
All right. Well, we gotta get out of here. We appreciate y'all watching. Go down, like, subscribe. Let us know who you got winning the AFC South. Any crazy picks, let us know. I'm Paul picking one of them with Kev, Waterboy support. And if y'all ain't know, now you know, motherfuckers.
Yeah.